must also have as we see not but two. He got two wives. And the thing that's crazy was how going against your own sister. How are you going against your own sister? You think you can because and this is what's going why they come on and you
Can you hear me? Verse 3. It says,
and now she's telling her to go on over his name, go to her mate. So he got so this also let's go to number
ancestry by the families of their fathers' houses, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and above.
Come on.
Each one individually.
Shalaka, Mighty King. Now let's go back to Genesis 30, verse 4. Because now you just read in Genesis 30, verse 3, that Rachel gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to go into to have a child. So we had to bring out Numbers 1, verse 18 to show you that the seed of the man is who you're called after. You are what your father is. Just some clarification on that to show and prove. You know, again, if we got any new people on here learning, or if any new brothers and sisters are out there going to watch the show or watch the lesson later on YouTube or whatever it's going to be, sometimes we got to clarify these things up for them. Even though we know it, a lot of them might not know it. Bring it out, Mighty King, when you're ready. Genesis 30, verse 4.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30, verse 4. Then she gave him Bilhah, her maid, as wife, and Jacob went into her.
Continue.
Verse 5. And Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son.
Continue.
Verse 6. Then Rachel said, Yahawah has judged my case, and he has also heard my voice, and given me a son. Therefore, she called his name Dan.
Salakia. If this is one of our brothers, Dan, came from who? Now,
Wow.
how? So again, you are what your father is. Numbers 1, verse 18. Let's continue.
Verse 7. And Rachel's maid Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Verse 8.
Salakia.
Then
Continue, King.
verse 8. Then Rachel said with great wrestling,
All right.
I have
All right. Continue, King.
verse 8. Then Rachel said with great wrestling, I have wrestled with my sister, and indeed I have prevailed. So she called his name Naphtali.
Naphtali. Look at this.
Verse 9. When
Salakia, King. So she called her name Naphtali, and she wrestled with her sister. See, once again, it's not just to show that she was arguing with her sister or fighting or contending with her sister for the love of Jacob, who everybody want to call the supplanter, who everybody's mad that got the laws and the blessings of the Most High God when it was due to us and was given to us by Esau, the liar. And we're going to show and prove that later on too. That's why the Most High God allows certain things to happen. See, nobody ain't think about that. They only read or listen to what their so-called imams or imam, how the hell you want to call these Muslim teachers or preachers. They only want to listen to what they're saying. Somebody raising their hand.
Salakia,
Go on, sis.
it's the Pala. I was just wondering about that in Leviticus, where it has said, Leviticus 18:18 said, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. And I was just wondering because I was looking at that and I was thinking that meant that the man couldn't marry two sisters. But now I'm wondering, I want to know from you, is he speaking about like, okay, like you letting the two sisters lay in bed together with you? Because you're not supposed to do that with anybody, even when they're not sisters, because that's like
That's
having
right.
like kind of like a threesome actually. But I was
Right.
wondering which one is it speaking about? Is it saying you can't marry two sisters? Because that's how I had looked at it when I first read that.
Go on. Now see, when we read that, we're thinking about that the way that he's telling us, he's showing us, as we see, we're not to have things like that. If you're out there and you got two sisters and you having sex with them at one time, one is going to get more attention than the other. This is why he said, don't do that. And then the other might get jealous and get in all kind of feelings and might do some other wicked things that you might not want to happen. Jealousy
Okay,
breeds
so you
envy.
can marry Salakia. You can actually marry two sisters, huh? You can marry. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Okay.
And that's why we brought it out here in Genesis. You see what Laban did? He gave him Rachel and Leah. Shalakia. Hello? All right, coming down. Shalakia, family, give me 1 second.
Salakia. Now, I was thinking that was just only because of the situation that Laban put on them. But now I'm understanding, okay, so you can marry two sisters, but JKs can't be in the bed together, which I would think that you wouldn't do that even with someone who's not sisters. That would be considered a threesome, correct?
Shalaki says, can you hear me?
Fine. I
Yeah,
can hear
go
you
ahead.
now.
Get Leviticus. Yeah, get Leviticus 18. Shammai Gabar. Let's get Leviticus 18 and 18.
Khan. The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 18.
Oh.
Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive.
Right? Read on.
Verse 19. Also, you shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is in her customary impurity.
Right, keep reading on. Read the verse 20.
Verse 20. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile her yourself.
All right,
with her.
now get Sirach, Slakia. Now get Sirach chapter 26 and verse 6. So the Lord said you're not supposed to deal with one sister and then marry another sister. So you basically marry two sisters. Why? Because of the rivalry they're going to have amongst each other, right? Now, the story of Jacob, we're going to show you what happened with Jacob, right? But first, let's get Sirach chapter 26 and verse 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 6. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Is that Sirach 26 and 6?
Sirach is 26, 26?
Sirach
Okay.
chapter 26 and verse 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. And
Right. Hold it right there, King. So it says the grief of the heart is a woman that is jealous over another woman, right? Now from there, get Genesis chapter 29. So the sister that asked that question, that was Tapala, right?
Time.
Tapala, do you know the history what happened with Jacob? Between Jacob and Leah and Rachel? What happened?
Jacob really originally wanted the younger sister, Rachel, but Laban told him that it wasn't customary to marry off the youngest first, that he had to take the eldest first, and he tricked them into marrying Leah, which is the oldest. So
all right. So what you just said right there was the key point. What did Laban do to Jacob? He did what?
He tricked him.
Exactly. That's what he did. He tricked him into marrying the older daughter, which Jacob didn't want. Right? So now that's his wife. Right? So he married the first sister. He didn't want that sister though. Right? And then after the one that he wanted, which was Rachel, he had to work an extra 7 years to get her. So basically what happened is Jacob got an extra wife. He got a free wife. That's basically what it was. The one that he didn't want was Leah. And the one that he didn't want that was Leah, that's why the Lord had the tribe of Judah come through Leah. Because the one that he looked down upon, that he didn't really care about, that he despised, is the one that the Most High kept blessing. Right?
Got it.
But the one that he wanted, what happened to her? She died.
He didn't get a lot of children.
Exactly.
She died.
All right, but let's get that real quick. Let's get Genesis chapter 29.
The book of Genesis chapter 29.
Start at verse 9. Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. Now, while he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess.
For
verse
she
10.
kept them. Slakia. Now from there, jump to verse 11.
Verse 11. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept.
Right. So Jacob was with Rachel. He wanted Rachel. Right. Now from there, jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. Then it came to pass when Laban heard the report about Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. So he told Laban all these things.
Right. Now, when they say kissed him, it didn't mean literally in the lips like homosexuality. We don't roll like that. Right. It's like the holy kiss, like the salute. Right. Show him respect. Now from there, jump to verse 15.
Verse 15. Then Laban said to Jacob, because you are my relative, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what should your wages be?
Right. So he's telling him, hey, I'm not going to have you just work for me for free. I got to pay you. Read on.
Verse 16. Now Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
Right. That's the two daughters, Leah and Rachel. The elder is Leah. The younger one is Rachel. Read on.
Verse 17. Leah's eyes were very delicate, and
No,
Rachel
Leah was tender-eyed. That's verse 17, Ken.
Leah's eyes was very delicate, but Rachel's was beautiful of form and appearance.
Right. Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. Right. Now, from verse 18, and Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. Right. So that was Jacob's intention, right, to marry Rachel, the younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. So Laban agreed with her. He agreed with Jacob. So that's like their contract right there, right? And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. His intentions was Rachel for those whole 7 years. And they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had for her. Right? Time just flying by because his mind is focused on trying to get Rachel. So he's going to do everything by any means necessary and righteousness stuff. Right? And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I might go unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. Right? So he's making a celebration, making a feast. And it came to pass. Right? And it came to pass in the evening, right? That's at night, that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. Right? So it said at evening. So remember, they made a feast, and what's happening? Everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time, celebration. Jacob's probably getting lit, might be getting drunk or something, right? Now it's evening time. They're about to lay in the bed, and what did Laban do? Laban switched the woman that Jacob was supposed to lay with, which was Rachel. Right? So this is the trickery of Laban himself. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid for an handmaid, and it came to pass that the morning, behold, it was Leah. You see? So now Jacob is like, what the hell? He slept with a woman. He thought it was Rachel the whole night, right? Wake up in the morning and it was Leah. So now he's like, what the hell is going on? And that's what he said. What is this thou hast done unto me? Then I serve thee with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? That means you tricked me, right? He worked 7 years for Rachel, but instead, the father Laban, who was wicked as hell, switch and have him lay with Leah, right? Married his oldest daughter. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn, right? That's their customs. So now fulfill her week, and we will give thee also for the search which thou served with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob so did and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also. Right? So now Jacob got both. He got Leah, and now he got Rachel. And that was all based on who? It was on the father. So the father tricked Jacob into getting Leah, but he wanted Rachel. Right? Now, did Jacob break the commandments when he did that? Yes or no?
Yep.
Anybody else?
No.
Right? One more. So you got 3 times the charm. Anybody else?
God, yes.
Did he break the commandments when he did that? Yes or no?
I think no. I think but I don't.
Right. So the answer was no. He didn't break the commandments. Because what happened, he didn't do it knowingly. He was tricked into that. And not just that, they both became his wives, right? They're sisters, but they both became his wife. So he didn't marry the other sister to make the other sister jealous. And his father's the one that gave him the sister, basically his daughter, as you would say. Right? So he didn't break the commandments when it comes to that. Let me get one more. Which one we read? We read Leviticus chapter 18. Let me get this one. Miyachaahlah, you still there? All right, Khan. Let me get one more. Slack it. Let me get Exodus chapter 21.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 1. Now,
start at verse. Let's go straight to it. Let's go to verse. Start at verse 10.
Verse 10. If he takes another wife, he shall not diminish for her food, her clothing, and her marriage rights.
Right? So, like it says, if we take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Right? Verse 11. If he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Right? So this another law of a man takes another wife. Right? Now, pertaining to Jacob, he worked 7 years for Rachel, but the father gave him Leah instead. And then he had to double it up and work another 7 years for Rachel. So basically, he worked 14 years to get each of the wife that he had, all in total. Right? And he still took care of them. Right? He didn't try to put them against each other and all of this stuff. Right? He didn't do it with no hidden intentions. Right? So he was moving as a righteous man. Khan? Now, if the law didn't allow it, the law would not allow for the patriarch, which is Jacob at the time, to have 4 wives. And of those 2 wives are sisters. Right? Rachel and Leah. Right? So he can have that, but the intentions was very important. Are you doing this to make the other person jealous? Or what are you doing this for? And then also to add unto both sisters, each one has a maid. Right? So it shows what? It's almost tying in like with the servants or with the heathens. Right? The actuality of Rachel and Leah and their maids also ties in with the heathens. Right? But all of that, we'll deal with that most high when we get into the kingdom. Right now, we got to focus on keeping the laws, commandments, and building as a nation amongst ourselves. Khan?
Khan.
Somebody raise their hands.
No, I just didn't ever lower it. My bad.
Huh? Who was that? Tapala?
Khan.
All right, Khan. Yeah, so basically what happened to Jacob, he got tricked. That's what happened. And as an honest man, he stuck with both of the sisters, both of the wives that he had. And he still had to deal with them, and they started competing amongst each other. One used Jacob like a damn gigolo. The other one going back and forth. Talking about, if you don't give me children, I'm going to die. And what? The Lord used that against him. And who was that? That was Rachel. Got proud. She got proud and all of that. That was Rachel. Somebody says Salakia?
Yeah, Khan. Hey, man. Leah stayed quiet in that room, man.
Exactly.
It wasn't just Laban tricking him. Leah tricked him too.
Yeah.
He was like, man, ain't nobody trying to marry me right now. I got an opportunity. I'm going to take it. Leah stayed quiet, man.
Right. And you know what, she stood humble. That's what it was too. That was very important.
God. She was obedient to her daddy.
Yeah. She's still humble. She listened and she's still humble. And the Lord had favor on her, which was crazy. Right? That's why I said the tribe of Judah came through Leah. Right? And then that's why she said, now my husband is going to love me. Now I got him. Now I got Jacob. And then Rachel, Well, she was saying the Lord had her barren for a minute. And next thing you know, she said, give me children, or I'm going to die. And that's why Jacob got pissed off. Like, look, man, well, you want me to force you to have a child? Look, man, only the Most High can control that. You know? And that's also a lesson that showed you sometimes it's not what you want, it's what you need. God?
Oh,
Also a lesson in itself. Sometimes you chase after something and it's not what you want because you try to rush the process. Right? It's actually what you need. That's what the Lord's going to help you with. You know? So, I yield.
could have kept calm, Money King.
Cool.
Yeah. But let's continue. Let's read Genesis 30, 25 to 26.
Come. You said chapter 25, verse 26?
The book of Genesis.
We're going to read 30, 25 through 26. Genesis chapter 30, verse 25 through 26.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30, verse 25.
What happened to the brother? He went off. He's on mute.
In my own country. 26. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you know my service which I have done for you. Verse 27. And Laban said to him, please stay, if I have found favor in your eyes, for I have learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake. Verse 28. Then he said, name me.
Hold on, Slakia.
King. So here, as we learning, you know, as it was written, those who bless Israel, they shall be blessed. The nations that bless thee, they shall be blessed. Wasn't that also written? So look what Laban did. You see, this is one cunning man right here. This guy is cunning. He's really cunning because he knows about our laws. He knows about how we're supposed to move for the Most High God, Yahawah. So he uses that against us. So he knows if he keep us around him and we work for him, he will get blessed. If he blesses us, then he will get blessed. So he just literally said that. Now, this is not how Esau is moving to this day. If Esau was moving like that to this day, then they will be blessed. But guess what? They put the fake Jewish man in our lands and think that they're blessing them. Who's the one who's giving Amalek reparations? United States of America. They're the ones doing that. They're giving them reparations. So again, he's not blessing the true Israelites. He's blessing the Israelis. And this is another reason why his kingdom is going down to the bottom of the pits. See, this is why Yahawah says the devil knows the Bible better than us. He knows where to confound us. He knew where to take us to. He knew how to manipulate our minds in order to keep us as a slave for him, in order to keep us breaking the laws of the Most High God. He knew how to do these things. Why? He studied our laws, statutes, and commandments. But not just that. Remember, you got the Herodian dynasty. They also were, but who? Edomites? They were Edomites. These are converts during the first Maccabean. During his estate, at the time that he was alive, and he was putting in work for the Most High God. for our people. These people has been converted. Edom has been converted. Once we went back to Edom to take back our land because they was in our land, and you learned that during Ezra, you learned that during Second Maccabees and First Maccabees. Because when we went into captivity by Babylon, who moved into our land? They always wanted our land. Esau, Edom, always. So he tells you that they have to give our land back again in Second Maccabees. God always perpetual hatred for us, always. But we would get to that too in the future. So we had to get our land back, and once we conquered them and whipped them out, just like we did in the womb, to where he had to run out first. See, I don't see it as he was born first. I see it as he was running out first. Because Rachel was having this fight in her womb, and the younger was whipping out the elder. He was always struggling, and when he tried to run, we grabbed him by his foot. Where you going, man? Where do you think you're going? That tells me something else different, that he was getting his behind whipped in the womb. And he said, I got to get the heck away from these people. I got to get away from my brother. He's putting the beats on me in the womb. Now imagine what he do to me if he comes out and follows the laws of the Most High God. And as you read through every chapter, and you get down to where King Solomon, King David, King Saul, Josias, and a lot of other these kings that followed the wills of the Most High God, you saw Maccabees that they had to put in work against the Edomites and overcame them every time. And you know, he always start the fights like he does it now. And after he start the fights, he do what? He smile about it. It tells you that in the Boondocks. He would start something with you. Then he would look at you like, why am I arguing with you? I'm white. Smile and walk off. So you see how much of these tricks and these lies they do constantly all the time. And this is why they made their dictionary. Their words manipulate certain words and certain ways of things that they're doing right now to this day. They make new words and definitions and meanings just like they made about earth. When you read about earth and you read about world, you got about 4 or 5 different meanings about it. Who made these different meanings? Esau did. To why? To confuse you. But let us continue. Let's get Genesis 34, 1 through 2. 1 and 2, rather. Genesis 34, 1 and 2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 1 through 2. Now, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Verse 2, and when Shechem, the son of Ammar, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and violated her.
And see, Salakia, this is what we mean again about do not go out there and have sex with the other nations. The Most High God said this, and these other nations, they knew this. They knew this. But what did they do? Let's get Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. What did they do? They knew our women were fine. This is the daughter. Dinah, she was fine. I mean, if when you see a black woman, when you see a black woman as fine as our women are, what do they want to do? They're lusting after them already, tongue all hanging out, jewel coming off them. But then what happens to their mind? They start to think wicked things. They start to think about a whole lot of wicked things on how to get that or want to take that, and nobody has to know about it. This is what the Most High God tells you, women, dress modestly. But then again, she was dressing modestly. So when you dress modestly, you still are killing it. This is what we keep trying to tell Eve every time we go to the camp. When you're out there dressing modestly, no matter what you put on, you are doing the best thing that you can do, and you're killing it. You're making it look nice. You're making it look nice. You got short hair. You know how to tune it up, fix it up, and make it look nice. Got your little curls cut on the side, got your little finger waves going in your goddamn hair. Everything is looking nice on you. You make it look great. And if Sister Dina, our ancestor, if she was doing this and she had on modest apparel, because no way in hell it tells you in here that she was breaking the law. No way it tells you that. And she was looking like that. And look what happened to the goddamn Hamites who saw her. Let's read that, Deuteronomy 7, verse 3.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Nor shall you make marriages with them. You shall not give your daughters to their sons, nor take their daughters for your sons.
We should not take their daughters, and we will not give them our daughters. So this is why they was always happy to come over here into the United States and get a goddamn on a hair shop or a so-called fake food shop and talk about it's soul food. I got one of these jokers around a corner, about a couple of blocks down by Macon and Broadway, an African with a Muslim telling me that this is a soul food joint. I said, why are you lying to my people? You don't know a damn thing about soul food. You don't know a damn thing about soul food. Why are you out here false promoting this garbage? Why are you doing that? You're preying up on my people just to make money. Same thing with these Israelites. They get these corner stores, and then you got our sisters who need things. They go over to these guys and offer themselves for their merchandise. And then once they get pregnant by these wicked people, they turn around and leave and go to their country, and you're stuck here. And you have a choice. Get rid of that abomination, or you're going to keep it. So now it's up to you. But the kid is not an Israelite just because you have it. But this is what Esau put into their mind. They're not following the laws of the Most High God. So better believe that kid you have by that Israelite or by that African is going into slavery. Continue, King. Let's go back to Genesis 34 and verse 4. Matter of fact, let's start at 3.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 4.
Start at 3, King.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 3. His soul was strongly attracted to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman and spoke kindly to the young woman.
Now, again, we're not going to continue. See, we could build up our sisters here and HOI, tell her how beautiful you are, and what you're doing is great. It's magnifying the laws of the Most High God, and He's blessing you for it. You're off the hook. You're some of the most beautiful women we have ever seen. We can tell you this. We can't go out there and tell that to these hard-headed, weavy head wearing, tight booty pants wearing ass Eves out there to this day. It goes to their head and beyond. Beyond. I mean, you try to build up your sisters. These women you can't build up nowadays. Somebody got to be the 2/3. They're going to get destroyed. No matter how much we tell them to put on a modest dress, come out to the laws, repent, change the style up. They don't want to hear that. They continue to smoke their little blunts they got, blow the smoke in the air towards the prophets, towards the servants of the Most High God. We even have a goddamn lesbian come to the camp trying to go crazy. All she kept doing was yelling and screaming. Why? Because she was sipping. Yelling and sipping because yelling and screaming because she was sipping. And we like that. What the heck is wrong with you? I'm getting a little bit vexed. My spirit is getting vexed now because now I'm starting to They get that feeling like, yo, why are we even trying to speak unto you? Take your crybaby loudmouth behind that away. That away. But this is why the Most High God brought it to our elder instead of bringing it to us when we were speaking. This is the exact reason why he do certain things at certain times. You have to understand this. You can't come to a warrior with that kind of a spirit and you're crying and whining and you're tipsy and drunk and you're following these demons that are on your back to like he made you this way when the elder constantly kept bringing out Romans 1 verse 26 and 27 and showing you that being a lesbian is the most wickedest thing you can do. And you keep talking about, this is me, teach me. You want him to teach you, he's teaching you, but yet it's going not even in your ear. It's bouncing over your drunk behind forehead. And it's going everywhere else. Everywhere else. But one thing I can say is the sister did stay around and she learned a lot from my other elder. God praise the Most High God for being Shemaiah with us. Oh man, that was a great day. She learned a lot, even though she was still hard-headed, a lot of things sunk into her mind and she humbled herself down greatly. And she stuck around us for the rest of the night. But let us continue. Read verse 4. Genesis 34, verse 4.
Verse 4. So Shechem spoke to his father, Hamor, saying, get me the young woman as a wife.
Continue.
Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came.
Slakia. This is what I like to call, I laugh at this a lot right here because this is how a lot of us act when we're growing up. You can't tell me don't tell me something that happened to my brother or my sister, and you think I'm not going to go out there and do these people a world of hurt. Don't think that I'm not going to bring them some pain. You can't go out there and tell your sons that something happened to their sister, and you don't think that they ain't going to do nothing about it. We're not out there to play games with that. Don't think that you're going to sit up there and tell your daughter that something happened to your nieces, and you think that they're not going to do something about that when it pertains to other women. We've seen this in the past. We have done these things ourselves. So when it came down to, as Jacob would look at us like we're knuckleheads, but you told us these things. You wanted us to know what had happened to our daughter. And you expected some repercussions, but you didn't expect for the repercussions to be this deep. Let's get Ezra 9, verse 12. You didn't expect for these repercussions to be this serious. See, and this is why I thank the Most High God that we come from this livestock. These magnificent 12 patriarchs. These magnificent brothers and sisters that he put together. This is true brotherly love. This is true sisterly love. We're not out here to be playing. And sometimes I take a lot of this to my heart because I want to continue to move in the way that they were moving. There's no way in hell, Salakia, once again, no way you think I'm going to sit there and allow any Edomite, any Hamite, any Moabite, Ammonite to do anything to my people, my brothers and sisters while I'm there. That's the ones who are following the Lord to the Most High God, because I also had to learn judgment. I had to learn that. And one mighty camp leader, one of our brothers, our mighty chief told me, again, wise words. You can't be super Hebrew all the time. You can't go out there being a super Hebrew. So I took that to the heart and had to listen and see the wisdom that he's speaking about with that. Calm. But also, it builds us up. That's Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7. I wouldn't have got angry for this before. But now that I know that we're oppressed and I have a little bit of wisdom of the Most High God, Yahawah, it makes me very angry. I mean, to the point where if you could see me walking down the street, it shows on my face, my countenance. If something was to go wrong, the Most High God allow me to have that angry spirit, my top will blow off. You will see nothing but steam like a volcano. I'll be angry. But again, we have to learn how to control our anger. Don't let your anger cause you to sin. Most High God causes judgment upon those that love him. You learn that in Exodus 20, chapter 5, 4, 5, and 6. When you got that, King, bring that out.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 9, verse 12. Therefore, let the rulers of the multitudes stay, and let all them of our habitation that have strange wives come at the time appointed.
Salakia. Ezra, not First Ezra. Regular Ezra. But that's a good one there too.
Okay.
That's a good precept there too, King. I see you.
Okay.
Let's get Ezra chapter 9, verse 12. Gotta calm down sometimes, y'all. I mean, read these scriptures. It make you smile, it can make you cry, and it can make you angry. Definitely. It can do all these things. Just knowing what our people went through and what they have done to the Most High God by disrespecting, disobeying his laws, it makes you very angry. But he also shows you joy and happiness when he shows you how you defend your people and defend his laws. It makes you very happy. You got that, King? Bring that out. Ezra, chapter 9, verse 12.
The book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 12. Therefore, let the rulers of the multitudes stay, and let all them of our habitation that have strange wives come at the time appointed.
Salakia, that's not Ezra, chapter 9, verse 12. Old Testament Ezra, chapter 9, verse 12.
Lock, yeah, I got it, King. Quick
You got it?
Yeah, Khan. You can read the next one out. This is Ezra chapter 9 and verse 12. And then when have you say Khan?
Khan, King.
Now, therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever.
Khan, we are not to go unto these other people. No matter how much you see them walking around with gold on their neck, big dookie gold chains, no matter how you see Hakeem Olajuwon, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon winning NBA championships, you're not supposed to go out there and run up to him, oh, can I, asking him to have your babies and things like that. No. You're not supposed to run to Manute Bo or Bo all these African Philistine giants. You're not supposed to go there and do such a thing. The Kimbi, Matumbo, you're not supposed to run into these people because they have wealth. And you see them on TV and they showing their wealth. And a lot of our women want to go there and have their children. You're not supposed to do these things. Do not give your sons or daughters unto these wicked people. Let's get Ezra 10 verse 3. We're going to stay right there and go to the next chapter.
The book of Ezra, chapter 10, verse 3. Now, therefore, let us make a covenant with our Yahawah to put away all these wives and those who have been born to them, according to the advice of my master, and of those who tremble at the commandment of our God. And let it be done according to the law.
Malaki, what version are you reading, King?
10 and 3.
No, what version Bible are you reading?
Oh, I have a New Testament one.
It's not the King James?
It's a New King James version, but I have an old one too.
Yeah, go to the regular King James.
Okay.
God. Now, therefore, let us make a covenant with our God to put away all the wives, put away all these wicked women, all the wicked children you bore for those wicked women. Put them away. And such as are born of them, according to the counsel of my Lord, and of those that tremble at the commandment of our God. You're not to have these strange children, these strange women. You're not to have them. Now, you got some that might be looking all fine and dandy and nice and all that. Man, control yourself. Control yourself, you mighty men out there. You beautiful daughters of Zion, control yourself. You don't need to be around it. It's nothing but temptation. We learn that in Wisdom of Solomon. It's nothing but temptation. Leave that. Because there is nothing better than the 12 trials of women and of mighty men that are here to this day. Nothing but the best. Let's get Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 27. And, it's kind of crazy because a lot of people will say, oh, that's done away with because you're having children with other nations. You got to understand, right now, my people are destroyed. They don't understand what they're doing. And when we try to tell them not to do these things, they don't want to hear it because they've been indoctrinated so long by doing such a thing. Even to this day now, when you got these nasty Edomites coming into our neighborhoods, who's the first one to jump on these fat, sloppy, disgusting, flat behind ass Karens? Jake. You don't see Amalek jumping on them, even though he's a grandson of Esau. You learn that in Genesis. You don't see the Israelites jumping on them, even though Esau took wives from Ishmael. You don't see Ammon or Moab jumping on them, even though, again, Esau taking wives from them. You don't see them jumping on these nasty Edomites here. The first one to jump on them is who? Jake. Jake, what you think you're going to get white privileges because you got a sloppy Edomite with you? Because you got a poor white trash with you living in your neighborhood? You think that you're going to get some kind of benefits because you jump in her bones? Or you jump in his bones? Be for real. You're still a nigger to them. And when they go around their peoples, these people out here, you gotta understand, out here in New York, In New Jersey, you got what's called undercover haters, undercover liars, and undercover haters. Gone. The fat, nasty looking ones. But then the ones that get these implants to try to look like Eve all the time, the butt implants, the breast implant, the lip, the ones who try to, they hardest to mimic our beautiful women. What do? They go after the rappers, Kanye West. They go after all the basketball stars. We even got our goddamn sisters who go after these nasty Edomites, like we learned on Wednesday, how Serena and her sister married two funky, dirty Edomites. You see what the brat did? She didn't want to get pregnant or impregnate herself with the sperm of Jake. She wanted an Edomite. I pray the Most High God send me to her house first, smack her behind her side head, and take the damn child and put him in the cornfield. Slavery first for her children. You disrespected your own black father and mother for a degenerative gene having, tail bearing, hairy dog smelling, funky Edomite. Disrespect your own people for these wicked people that put you into slavery. But let's get Nehemiah 13. Nehemiah 13, verse 27. Let's bring that out. Gotta stay with the happy thoughts.
The book of
Gotta stay
Nehemiah,
with the happy thoughts.
the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 27. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our God in marrying strange wives?
Shall we go against the Most High God, marrying strange women? Shall we? Especially us, the ones who have that He has awakened. Remember, He hasn't awakened everybody else. Only a select few. Are we to go out there and break the laws of the Most High God, Yahawah? Will we know this is Lord? Do not go out there and have sex with these wicked people? Are we to do such a thing? If we do such a thing like that, guess what? We get punished double. You don't want Yahawah to punish you. I can tell you that right now. You don't want Him to punish you. Let's get First Esdras chapter 8, the one you like to go to. First Esdras chapter 8, verse 69. When Yahawah punishes you, it's a problem. Because when He decides to punish you, it's going to be by terror and by pain. We don't want that. I don't know about y'all, but I damn sure don't want that. I do not want that. Even though He is the most merciful God, but when He decides to whip that behind, believe me, there's no fun in that. There's no softness in that. When you got it, King, bring it out.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 8, verse 69. The nations of Israel, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit, of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites and the Moabites, the Egyptians and the Edomites.
Look at that. Look at that. He called them out to the teeth. Oh, whom are you not to marry with? The Edomites, Moabites, and Egyptians, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites. You are not to marry these wicked people. And this is the first thing Esau puts on it. The first thing he does.
Salakia.
Car.
Can we get verse 93 as well?
Oh, snap. Bring it out.
Verse 93. Let us make an oath to the Lord that we will put away all our wives, which we have taken out of heathen, with their children.
Car. Put away all the wicked wives and all the wicked children. Put them away. Put them away. Now, we had a sister that came to the camp, and we was telling her about that. She gave us a donation to the elder. And he was asking the sister, who was your husband? She pointed to a damn Edomite. And he was like, yo, sister, you got to get away from that. Then she started going hard against the elder. I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, she was going hard against the elder. Oh, no, he does this, he does that, he does this, he take care, he do this and do that. All right. Now, when that race war starts, you're going to see how long he's going to sit there and he's going to take care of you. We're going to see that. You was happy and loved everything the elder was teaching you and showing you. You stood there for a half an hour, listening to everything he said. Even gave him a nice donation. You were very pleased with the words of the Most High God coming out of his mouth. Very pleased with his testimony.
Miyachaahlah, Mike. Shalom, Mike.
Shalom.
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 Shalom. Salakia, Mike.
Oh,
Go ahead, Mike.
That's my elder, boy. I'll pray to the Most High. As soon as he spoke to her about talking or having sex with the Edomite, she went into a ballistic rage. She went into a rage. I mean, the rage was so unbelievable. But the elder, see, the Most High God brought him onto the scene. But when the elder brought these words out of the Bible to show and prove that what the Most High God is saying, do not marry these Edomites, she got really offended, hot-headed, ready to fight. She probably want to take her wig off and throw it at us. You know, take up all her elite press-on nails, throw it at the elder. I'm like, yo, this is how hard-headed she is. And she did not want to leave that Edomite for nothing. She did not want to leave that Edomite for nothing. He just sitting there smiling. He ain't say a goddamn thing, nothing at all. He just sat there and smiled like, yeah, I already got this. You ain't gonna say nothing. To me, that's like a symbol of him saying, we already got your women. We got them. They're gonna follow whatever the hell we say. Regardless of what your God say in that Bible, we got these people. We got your women. So let's bring out. Oh, let's keep going. Let's go back to 70.
7 and 1.
First Ezra chapter 8, verse 70.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 8, verse 7. For Ezra
70.
had very in Old Testament?
No, Apocrypha. First Ezra chapter 8, verse 70.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 8, verse 7. For Ezra had very great skill, so that he
King. First Ezra chapter 8, verse 70.
Oh, 70?
Yes, Salaki, First Ezra chapter 8, verse 70, an Apocrypha.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 8, verse 74, both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity.
You see that? It's a sin to do such a thing. It's a sin. And every ruler and great man today are doing such a wicked deed. Every captivity we've been into, they mix with our women. They mix with it. Every last one. Babylonians, right? The Ishmaelites, the Sahara slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade, up until this day. This is what they're doing to our people constantly and constantly and constantly. These rulers have been partaker of this iniquity. And guess what? Jeremiah 23, verse 1. These fake prophets and teachers are out there condoning such a wicked thing. They condone it. They want you to go out there and to have sex with the other nations, so God can punish you and most likely destroy your seed or send it into slavery. Continue, King.
Verse 71, and as soon as I had heard these things, I rent my clothes and the holy garment and pulled off the hair from off my head and beard, and sat me down sad and very heavy.
See, what he did was, you see all this, rip it off, tear it off, throw it on the floor, the crown, garment, ripped it off. He was tight. He was angry in sorrow because of the sins our people are doing against the Most High God. This is iniquity. This is iniquity. And when I walk the streets and I see this thing, it pains me. Why? Because I know the truth. I know what the Most High God is saying. But yet I got to see this every damn day, that our people walking out here with these wicked other heathens, and you constantly flaunt this in our face. Flaunt it in the face of the Most High God. Like you're going to keep doing it no matter what. You're going to do what the hell you feel instead of following the laws of the Most High God. But he got some things for you. It's called judgment. Continue, King.
Verse 72, so all they that were then moved at the word of the Lord God of Israel assembled unto me. With Willis I mourn for the iniquity, but I sat still full of heaviness until the evening sacrifice.
Look, it's the same thing what we're doing now. We're all gathered around each other. And when one full of pain of the Most High God, we all sit there and we're quiet and we learn and we mourn with him. This is not just now he speaks about a remnant. This was the same thing as a remnant back then. Because again, not all Israel was doing the same thing that the Most High God wanted them to do. Not all Israel was following the laws of the Most High God. Same thing is now. Not all Israel is following the laws of the Most High God. Not all Israel want to do what he tells you to do in this great Bible that constantly warns our people of destruction that's going to happen to them when they break these laws. Not many of them want to do that. And you see the pain on some of our faces when we see them walking past us. The agony and the anguish. This is why sometimes it's so important to go home to our women, our wives, and have them to comfort us. Have them to comfort us. Give us also encouraging words. Continue to do what you do for the Most High God. Like we said in our slogan, we got next. Continue. This is why you're such a comfort to us. We need you in this battle of spiritual wickedness and physical wickedness. We need our righteous women for these things. Continue, King.
Verse 73, then rising up from the fast with my clothes and the holy garment rent, and bowing my knees and stretching forth my hands unto the Lord.
God. A lot of times what we do when we're home and we're there by ourselves with the Most High God, and he put that spirit upon you. And he does to me a lot sometimes. I take all this stuff off, I toss it to the ground, I get down on my knees, I bow my head down to the ground to the Most High God every time. Pray and ask for forgiveness, pray for certain things that I want to happen, pray for the love of my people, that they come back to the statute of laws and commandments, all these things. This is what Esdras is saying and what he has done. And he's showing our people, repent. He's showing them the pain and agony you put upon him as he is a servant of the Most High God, the same agony that you put on the Most High God. And he shows it through what? His prophets. Continue, read 74.
Verse 74, I said, O Lord, I am confounded and ashamed before thy face.
Look at it, we're ashamed. I'm ashamed to see my beautiful women walking out here with these damn dogs. I'm ashamed to see my people out here walking around with their pants hanging off their ass, not knowing why they're doing that, but just thinking that it's a fashion phase. I'm ashamed to see my people walk past me and not follow the laws of the Most High God. I'm ashamed to see my people know that you come from the Jewish, that you come from a Jew, that you are the true Jews, and yet you still want to follow freaking rock kids in Islam. I'm ashamed to see this. Continue, King.
Verse 75, for our sins are multiplied above our heads, and our ignorances have reached up unto heaven.
Our ignorance. We all know what ignorance means. And this is what we go through every time I can. The ignorance of our people. Down from the lesbian sister who was sitting there sipping and drinking, they come out here and tell our elder, teach me, and screaming and yelling, oh, I'm a lesbian, I don't like what y'all are saying, this and all that. Y'all Israelites, teach me. But yet, you sat down and started crying because that word was sinking into your head. Most High God, gotcha. Got him. You're going to feel that pain. Then we got the Issacharite who came up to camp. Another one sipping and drinking, talking about, but Allah. Another rock kisser. And I'm telling him, your so-called prophet Muhammad, the borrower, has copied many things from the Jewish people, your ancestors, Issachar, copied many laws, and he constructed his religion close to your laws and your ways of life, and you still shaking your head no? After we're reading it out of the books, out of scripts, and out of text, you still shaking your head no? And guess who comes and brings them to the side and tell them, don't argue with them because they didn't got no wins in the casa. Ishmael. I sat out there and laughed. I'm like, how are you sitting up here and going with the enemy? And we're telling you what your God said about the enemy. We done gave him Amos 3 verse 2. We done gave him Psalms 147, 19 and 20. We done gave him Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. how you would serve rock, wood and stone. We done gave him plenty more about the Most High God telling you that he don't deal with these other people. But yet you still want to come to me talking about Allah. Allah. The ignorance of our people. Let's go to chapter 9, verse 36. Go to the next page.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 9, verse 36. All these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children.
Get them the heck out of here. Put them away. Continue.
Verse 37. And the priests and the Levites and they that were of Israel dwelt in Jerusalem and in the country in the first day of the 7th month. So the children of Israel were in their habitations.
Right, they coming to us in our habitations and try to what? Flirt, get us to sin, get us to commit iniquity against the Most High God, statute, laws, and commandments. This is what they do constantly. Don't they come into your neighborhoods now and do the same thing? It's goddamn on 60-something degrees outside. Not even 65, less than that. You got a damn Edomite running out here with booty-hugging shorts on. Not even booty-hugging shorts. Those 1938 NBA shorts on, jogging up the damn block with a halter top on. And we outside with long sleeve shirts on and hoodies on. Looking like, what the hell is this? They're in their elements. But they want you to see how they move. And guess what? A lot of our people, I would like to touch that. I would like that. I want to be down with that. That's cool. How the hell that's cool? Freezing your damn dumb ass off, running up the block when you sweating. Stupid. Let's go back to Genesis. Oh, man. Genesis chapter 30. You want to continue with our ancestors. I like to call them knuckleheads because they show the true love and the fight that they wanted to have for their brothers and sisters. They showed that. Let's go back to 34. Genesis 34 and verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field. And Jacob held his peace until they were come.
Now what this is again, he knows that his sons are going to put in work. He knows that. What we call it to this day, I'm about to go outside and put in some work. He knows that his sons are going to put in work. Now, as children, when your mother has something bad to tell you, they have a look on that face. When your father has something bad to tell you, and he really don't want to tell you, there's a certain look on their face. And you automatically know as soon as you come in the house. What's wrong, Pops? What's wrong, Mom? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why are you looking like that? You know this. It's in their countenance. Continue, King.
Verse 6. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him.
Now this, oh man, I can't even, I don't even know what the hell to call him. But this heathen, he would have come out and speak to our ancestors to try to, how can you say it, soften the blows of wickedness of what he's done to our sister. He want to soften it. And just like a lot of these so-called Africans, Canaanites, when they come to you, they always, and these Hindus, they come to you smiling, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, baby, sorry. Even when you go into the store and you want something different, like, no, I don't want that garbage. That's not what I paid for. That's not what I asked for. They're smiling at you. I'm sorry. Okay, I get you another one. They try to soften the blows. Continue, King.
Verse 7, and the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done.
Now we just learned you're not to have sex with these other nations. You brought folly in Israel. Man, out of the 12 patriarchs, our ancestors, they were pissed off. And I don't like to say pissed off, because to me, being pissed is a woman's version. I'm not trying to go anywhere with that. I just feel like that's a woman's version of being angry. We're supposed to be like our Heavenly Father. He gets wrathful. A man either gets wrathful. Just like it says here, they were wroth. Wrath is way beyond being pissed off. You violated. You violated in the worst way. You gotta pay for your violation. Since you want to touch my sister, you raped my sister, knowing damn well, knowing that she's not to touch you or to be around you or to have any kind of consensual sex with you. You took her and you raped her. You think you're going to get away with that? So this is one of the realest stories and one of the funniest stories at the same time, because this shows you Papa don't take no mess. The Most High God doesn't take no mess. So he put that spirit on the 12 patriarchs to go out there and put in some damn work. Put in that work for real. And these are your ancestors. A lot of you do the same thing when it comes to the word of the Most High God. When he have put that spirit on you for protecting your family, guess what? You're going to do it. Just like your father. Papa don't take no mess. You're going to put that work in. Continue, King. Shamar Gabar. You might be on mute.
Verse 8, and
oh, come on, there you go.
And Hamor commuted with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem long for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
Now he already know that that's not going to happen. He already know there's no way in heck that's going to happen. No way in hell you think you're going to put your hands on my sister, rape her, and think now I'm going to give it to her because you are infatuated with her beauty. You are infatuated with her luscious hips, her beautiful breasts, her beautiful eyes. You are infatuated with the daughters of Zion. Saying it as these Edomites are to this day. To the point where women want to dress like it. Let's continue.
Verse 9, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you.
Look at that. That's the first. See, you see again the slick talking of these heathens. They know you can't do such a thing. They know you won't break the laws of the Most High God. So what they gotta do? Try to find some way to ease in their wickedness. But Esau don't have to do that today anymore. Because a lot of our women are already broken. They already want to do the wicked. They already want to go in and have sex with the other wicked nations. They want to be a woman of 2023. I do everything and whatever I want to do because I'm me. Like how that drunk lesbian was saying Wednesday, last night at the camp, I'm me. This is me. This is me. That is not you. Following the laws of the Most High God. That's you. That's you. Continue, King.
Verse 10, and ye shall dwell with us.
Continue.
Verse 10, and ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein.
You see that? They're trying to gas us up to do what the heck they want us to do so they can move among us. And that is breaking the laws of the Most High God. We're not to do such a thing, and they know this. So you see how they ease in their wickedness, trying to soften the blows because they know some kind of repercussion is coming. So this is why the Most High God sometimes have us talk their talk and talk their lingo and move like them. Sometimes. We can't be like them. We're not to move like them. We're not to talk and condone like them. We're not to act like them. We're not to mix with them. You are a set apart people. Time to move and to be set apart. Continue, King.
Verse 11, and Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I will give.
So look at his face. So you know he's coming, he's smiling, coming up to them, smiling. Let me do whatever you ask me to do, I will do it. I want your daughter. And you know, oh man, the 12 pictures, you should see, I can see their face right now. I know, I can picture their face right now. They got faces of stone. Heathen, you're about to die. You touch my sister, you touch a beautiful daughter of Zion who followed the laws of the Most High God. Heathen, you're about to die. You are about to feel a world of pain for what the hell you have done to our sister. Let's get Sirach 12 verse 10 real quick. Let's get Sirach 12 verse 10 real quick. Because this showing you right here how these people, they come in and they try to be nice. They try to come and be nice, but their whole motive was to do what? Was to get you to drop your guards. Drop your guards so they can ease in. They can ease in their wickedness. When you're ready, King, bring that out, please.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 6.
12 verse 10.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 6.
10.
12 verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted. So this is his wickedness.
Continue.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching.
Though he humble himself. You see how he's coming here now? He's humbling himself. He's humbling himself before Jacob and the 12 patriarchs. He's humbling. He's coming here crouching. He's bowing down. How would the Ammonites call it? He's kowtowing to us, bowing down all the time to us. He's kowtowing every time he comes to us. This is what he's doing right now. This is what he's doing. Every time. Just to get what? Us to lower our guards and to soften the blows. Continue, King.
Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Come on. And let's go back to Genesis 34 and verse 13.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister.
Continue.
Verse 14. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us.
Come on. That's a reproach. We are the sons of the Most High God, Yahawah. That's a reproach. We're not here to break his laws. We're not here to give our daughter to this wicked heathen, this uncircumcised Philistine. We're not here to do such a thing. Now, if we want to jump into, how can we call it, medicine and things that sometimes I really don't like to talk about, when you're uncircumcised, you know that foreskin, after a while, can hide and carry in a whole bunch of parasites and bacteria and diseases. Do you know that? And these are these people. These are these people. That nasty, disgusting patch of skin. That disgusting patch of skin. It hides all that bacteria and disgusting diseases that we don't even know of. And you want to take that and go into our sisters, our daughters? You got some pain coming to you. So the 12 patriarchs answered Jacob deceitfully. Like, all right, Pops. Now, you cannot tell me this is not you brothers to this day. You warrior men out there, you man, listen, you cannot tell me I've done this. I've done this. Your mother, your father tells you, yo, something happened with this and then blah, 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 blah. Don't go out there and do this and do that and do that. I had an uncle. My first uncle, and he told me something happened to my first cousin. And this is when I was game banging as a so-called decept. One of the OG decepts sat out there and pushed her to the wall and kissed her. And he didn't like that. I didn't like that either. Who the hell you think you're doing this to? So I go up to the school, Erasmus, go up to the school looking. And he asked me, please, don't do nothing rash. Don't do nothing in this. Just like Jacob telling the 12 patriarchs, don't do this, don't do that. Nah, look, you out of your mind. Why did you tell me that? Why did you tell me that? You wanted some kind of repercussions to happen, but you don't want it the way that I'm about to give it up. You don't want it to come out the way I'm about to give it up. This is what the Most High God had you tell me. Because it's called judgment. Let's continue.
Verse 16, then we will give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people.
They always wanted to merge with us. No matter what, always wanted to merge with us. I want to merge in with God's special people. I want to be with God's special people. I want to do what they're doing. I want to defile everything that's holy about them. You worship cows and goats. We worship the true and living God. We are not compatible. We are not compatible. We are to be holy and separate, set apart. You are disgusting and wicked. You love doing wicked things. Even to this day in your society, you do a whole lot of wicked things. And now you're very angry with the prophets or the servants of the Most High God who bring out and condemn you for what you're doing to our people. Continue, King.
17, but if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughters and we will be gone.
It's like if we would take our daughter and we will be gone. So again, they answered deceitfully. We're going to take our daughter and be gone. We're going to take her and get the heck out of Dodge. If you do not circumcise yourself. Now, was the circumcision law given to these heathens? It was only given to us.
Right.
You got millions of heathens on the plane of the earth. And at this time, it's about maybe 70 Israelites. The 12 patriarchs, the daughters, their sons, their wives, their children. It's a few of us amongst all these heathens. But they knew who the hell we were. Think about that. Think about that. All these heathens out there that were on the face of the earth knew exactly who the hell you were. And you were, like the Most High God said, I didn't choose you because you was many, but you were few among all the heathens. You are the fewest. But they wanted what the hell you have. And that is the love of the Most High God, Yahawah. All the promises and the gifts that he wanted to give you, he wanted that. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Let's get that real quick. It's the same thing today as these so-called Kardashians or Kardashians, however the hell whatever you want to call these wicked Edomites. Madonna and all these other, disgusting people want to get plastic surgery just to look like our beautiful daughters of Zion. Just to look like them. They want what you have. And what you have is the righteous men following behind you. Not following behind you, but beside you, and showing you that love and that protection that we're supposed to. They want what you got. They want that. And they will do anything in their damn power to take it away from you. Even if they got to do witchcraft on our people, which a lot of them has done to this day. A lot of them has done that to this day, witchcraft on our people. Look what the hell happened to Dennis Rodman when he was going with Madonna. Look what happened to that man. The man come out wearing goddamn dresses, all kind of crazy crap. He got rings and tattoos. He got colorful damn hair. What the heck happened to this man? when he went with this damn Edomite? What happened to him? And he's still bugged out to this damn day. I'm like, man, if that's not a reason to show and prove not to deal with these wicked Edomites, then what is? Most High God made another example. Kanye West. And they doped him up every damn time. Like right now, he's doped up. He done took his meds again. The man is outside walking with no damn shoes on his feet. Talking about, I'm sorry for getting that Amalek. Oh, man. Oh, man, it's crazy. I mean, it's just ridiculous how our people don't see these warning signs of these other nations. The warning sign that the Most High God is giving you about these other people. Why you should only deal with your own kind? Why? When you got that king, bring that out. Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Bring that out.
The book of Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises?
And the promises. You are giving these things, not the other nations. You are. Your ancestors, your children, your children's children. You are giving these things, not them. This is why everybody to this day, right now, when they see the Israelites come out there, they despise us, but deep down in their hearts, they want to eat us. A lot of these other nations are starting to cleave unto us. See, they want to cleave unto the ones that are talking smoothly, smooth things, that not cursing at them, giving them their God-daggone judgment. They don't want to cling on to the ones who are not playing games. They don't want that. They damn sure don't. Every time I'm out there speaking for the word of the Most High God, I get a middle finger. Hooray! I appreciate it. I get a middle finger from a heathen every time. Sometimes 2 or 3. Sometimes I get an outburst. F you! I might get that. I appreciate that. I love that. Why? Because then I know I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job for my people, and I'm doing my job for the Most High God, most important. Most importantly, showing you that you're not going to get away with the wickedness that you have done to my people for hundreds of years, for centuries. But let's go to Genesis 34. 34 and 19. Let's start at 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 18. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem Hamor's son.
Continue.
Verse 19. And the young man deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his fathers.
Man, this sucker was so obsessed with our ancestor. He was so obsessed with her. I mean, you ever see the cartoons, Looney Tune cartoons, when they had a so-called, and this is another one thing too. Oh my gosh, when they had the Edomite walk through there with blonde hair, and she got a curvy body. You don't have no damn curvy body. This is how they were trying to program us as a young child growing up. And the first thing you see is a blonde, weavy, a blonde, wicked, destructive woman, pale skin, where you can see the damn veins going in her body. Like that series at the time called V, you snake women.
That's right.
Where you can see her veins going in and acting like she got curves. She all curvy. They show you this on the cartoons. And guess what? The coyote, his eyes is all beaming, coming out of his head 3 or 4 times. His jaw dropping to the ground, his tongue hanging out. He's screaming, "Auga! Auga!" This is what this heathen is doing when he see our sister. Constant. And he wanted to do whatever he can. He agreed to whatever whatever she said, whatever our answer told him, he agrees to it. Yeah, I'll do it. Just give me her. Yeah, I'll do it. Hilariousness. Continue, King.
Verse 19. Oh, verse 20. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, verse 21, these men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters.
Now, Slakia, now I never heard that we had many more daughters than Dinah. If we did, then so be it. But the scriptures didn't say that. But this just to show you, again, that these wicked heathens knew that this little group of Israelites, this little group of Hebrews, was not going to mix in with us. They're going to follow the laws of their God. And they knew this. They knew that. So they constantly, again, try to find a way to cleave onto us. Not just now, but way back then. Continue, King.
Verse 22, only herein will the men confess unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised.
So now you want to be down with me? You want to run with me in my clan and my crew? Here goes your initiation rites. Same thing as becoming a blood, a crip, a DCEP, a face head, a MS-13. Here goes your initiation rites. Circumcision. Continue, King.
Verse 23, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us contest unto them, and they will dwell with us.
Consent. Continue.
Consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. Verse 24, and unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearken all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of the city.
Man, they went through some pain just to get their hands on the daughters of Israel. This is to show you how special you was when you're following the laws of the Most High God. This is to show you how special you was and how beautiful you was, dressing in modest apparel, doing the laws of the Most High God, Yahawah. I mean, I don't care what nation you come from, because you got a lot of these so-called Muslims trying to follow the laws of the Most High God because Muhammad closely constricted his religion after our way of life, and to the point that where his Arabic women are coming out and dancing in tight pants and on TikTok and all that, and they ass is getting thrown into jail. Thrown into jail. All praise the Most High God. You're counterfeits. You counterfeits. So here go their initiation rite. Circumcision. And you know that's a painful thing. I'm glad that we got circumcised when we was young. These men got circumcised at their old age, their young age, and the age they are now. Even so-called Shaka. He got circumcised. So you know that was a pain. Oh my God. Ooh, I can't even bear to think about that. Continue, King.
Verse 25, and it came to pass on the third day when they were sore, the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
Salakia. Man, give a shout out to Simeon and Levi. I get them, brother. I know our ancestor, he was tight with what they did. I give a shout out to Simeon and Levi. All praise to the Most High God, man. All praise to the Most High God for the mighty brothers right there. Put in that work for your sister. Put in that work for your ancestors. They were not playing. They were not playing. We got something for you. And this is the same that is going to happen again in the future. In the future. Jeremiah, let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 16, verse 16. Let's get that real quick. This is the same thing that's going to happen to you in the future. We warning our people. We telling you, get away from these heathens. You want to be down with them? You want to be down with these wicked kings of the earth to this day? Lord willing, I be one of them that's going to hunt you out of every damn rock, out of every hole that you hid yourself in. Lord willing, I will be one of them. It would be an honor just to do such a thing. When you got that, King, bring that out, please.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Con, this is why it's so important to go to camp. This is why it's so important to get out there and speak the word to our people. This is why it's so important to do the will of the Most High God. We're here to fish these people. Bring them back home. Come home, beautiful daughters of Zion. Come home, you magnificent, mighty men of Israel. Come home. Come back. Follow the laws of the Most High God. Because if you don't, whew, like Shaka Khan said, I feel for you. I feel for you. That pain will be unbearable. You will be treated as a heathen, and you will be chopped down as a heathen. Let's go back to 25. Genesis 34, verse 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30.
Salakia, I command these mighty brothers, man, because they put in the work. And like I said, you can't tell your sons about something wicked that's happened to their family, and you don't think that these men are not going to go out there and do something about it. You don't think that? Then that is a foolish thought that's going into your mind. That's like going out and telling the gangbangers and the gangsters, yo, this has happened to your sister or your niece or your aunt, but I don't want you to do nothing right now. Or I don't want it to be no problems. You go and tell your niece, your nephews that these things have happened to your niece or this and all that, but I don't want no problems. You out of your goddamn mind. The Most High God ordained it to be so. And then your favorite word for us would be these damn knuckleheads. So to Jacob right now, we are a bunch of knuckleheads. When we put our hands on the other nations for defiling our system. Come on, can you read that again?
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
Kill all the heathens. Kill all of them. You can't do nothing now, you sucker. I got you. You want to defile my sister? You want to defile the daughters of Zion? We got you. Jeremiah 16, verse 16. We got you. You want to put this wicked doctrine on my sisters? You want to put this wicked doctrine on my beautiful daughters? We got you. When the time comes, there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. We got you. Continue, King.
Verse 26. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out.
Man, give me my damn sister back. Give me that. Same thing is going to be happening again. Give me that. Taking our beautiful daughters and our beautiful sisters out of the hands of these wicked behind heathens. It's going to happen again. I can't wait for that day. But, you know, again, dealing with Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7, and what the Most High God said, woe to him that desire the day of the Lord. You know, I want revenge for what they've done to my women, what they've done to my ancestors, the men. I want revenge. But again, it's hard to desire the day of the Lord. I do not want to desire that pain. I do not. Because when that day comes, whether you're ready or not, like the Fugees, he's going to find you. He's going to find you. And you're going to pay for everything that ever happened in your life. So it's a thin line when you want revenge and when you want the day of the Lord to come. It's a very thin line. Continue, King.
Verse 27, the sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister.
Look at that. Same thing as we will do to this day. I done it plenty of times for my peoples. So we go in there, oh, that was him that did that. Bah! Go in there, what you got in your pocket? Take everything out of your pockets, your jewels off, the damn shoe. I take them out and throw them in the middle of the street. Run into your house, take everything out of your house. Everything that he's saying right here in these scriptures, I have done that. And I know a lot of our men out there have done the same thing. Didn't even realize you're doing what your ancestors did. Didn't even realize that. Continue.
Verse 28, they took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and they which was in the city, and that which was in the field.
I want everything. Cars, the cash, the gold, the sheep, the goats, the horses. I want everything. You violate my sisters, I want it all. I'm taking everything you goddamn own. Everything. Continue.
Verse 29, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house.
Look at even their damn wives. I'm taking that too. I'm taking that. Everything is mine. You violated my daughters. You violated the sisters. I'm taking everything. Everything. And the Most High God deemed this so. Let's get Jeremiah 51 verse 20 real quick. Because they didn't understand. They thought that we were just a small bunch of people, a small little group of people among millions of heathens. They didn't think that you are a weapon of the Most High God. Ain't none of these men knew martial arts or karate or things like that. Ain't none of these men had hands of stone like King David. None of these men was like that. But what did they do? What did they do in righteousness? You defiled a daughter of Zion, you had to get it. Bring it out, Kim, you got it. Jeremiah 51 verse 20.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axes and weapons of war, for
what
with
are
thee,
we?
thou art my battle axes and weapons of war.
We are his battle axes and weapons of war. You do not want to play with the men of the Most High God, Yahawah. You do not want to violate the daughters of the Most High God, Yahawah. There is a repercussion that's going to come behind everything that you do. Let's read that again, King.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axes and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
With thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. What the heck is our mighty ancestors doing right now? Breaking in pieces the nation. This nation right here. You violated. So now you got violated. Let's go back to Genesis 34 and 30.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 20.
30, King. 30, King.
Salakia. 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to think among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites,
the
Perizzites, and I will begin few in number. They shall gather them.
And I being few in number.
And I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house.
Look at that. Didn't I just say we were few amongst the heathen? Now, if our ancestors didn't want his sons to go out there and put in that work, he wouldn't have told them. But he didn't expect for us to go to the stream because you violated. He didn't expect that. He didn't expect that. He thought you're just going to go out there, maybe beat them up or do this or do that, try and find some other kind of way to consort with the wickedness that what they have done. Nah, ain't no way to consort with that. There's no way in hell to consort with somebody raping your daughter, your sister, your mother, your aunt, your nieces. There's no way in hell to consult with that. What do you think was going to happen, Elder? What do you think is going to happen, Esther Jacob? What do you think? Their demise. You put your hands on the daughter of Israel. You raped them. Same things with Esau, what you have done these past couple of centuries. You think you're going to survive? You think that you're going to live for what the hell you've done to his daughters? You think what you have done to our women ain't going to be done to yours? Truly, you playing yourself. And you disannul the fact that we are his battle axes and weapons of war. So read that over again, King.
The book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to think among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Parasites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with a harlot?
Continue.
Chapter 35, verse 1. And God, Yahawah, said unto Jacob, arise, go.
Slakia, King. Slakia, my bad, bro. Slakia. Let's go back down to 31.
Verse 31. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot?
Should this wicked nation deal with our sister as they deal with the harlots out there? Should he go out there and survive and live for violating our sister? Do you think that these wicked Edomites should survive and live as they violated the daughters of Zion? Do you think that? But this is what the churches and everybody else is preaching out there. They don't want you to be that battle axe of weapon of war. They don't want you to go out there and get revenge on these other nations as the Most High God will deem it to be so. Let's get Ezekiel 35, verse 14.
Come on, Mike. All praises, Mike. Good luck, your Mike. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Like you said, man, what they've done to our people with the slavery and the raping of our women, and still raping our women. They don't want us to get revenge. Most High tell us, man, by the hands of his people in Ezekiel 25, 14, by the hands of my people. So nobody can say vengeance is of the Lord. Yes, vengeance of the Lord, but he's going to use us, right? They put their hands on our women, and we're going to get them for that. He's going to allow us. That's the beauty of the Most High. And Yahawah by Shema Mashiach Yahawah.
By Shema Mashiach Yahawah. When you got that, King, bring that out. Ezekiel 35 and 14. 25 and 14. It's locked.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 14. And I will lay by vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury.
Right, so the Most High gonna cause us to get busy. We gonna put their hands, because what? They put their hands on us. That's why the Most High says, so preachers and all of them to talk about vengeance is of the Lord, they not reading that scripture right there. It says, by the hands of my people, they should do according to his anger. because his anger is even stronger than us. The Most High Yahawah had to watch for 2,000 years plus and see this happen. So his vengeance is gonna be stronger than us. We could sell our souls. We sell ourselves for a white woman and all of that. The Most High ain't gonna do that. Yahawah ain't gonna do that. You see, it says by the hands of his anger, according to his anger, we're gonna do it. And trust me, he's gonna put the spirit on us to do it.
All praise to the Most High. That was actually my last scripture for the day. I said it's getting a little late, and I wish the Most High God would give me a chance to continue it a little later on or next week, whenever He decides. So, once again, my beautiful people, I thank you for listening to me rant and rave about the Most High God, about His laws, such as commandments, about all His righteous men out there who dealt with His people, who try to keep His statutes and commandments, who move in His righteous spirit, the way He wants us to move, who were His battle axes and weapons of war, the way how we treated one another. That's the main thing, how we treated one another. We didn't sugar honey iced tea on each other. We loved each other, and we showed each other that kind of love that we have for each other. We wasn't gang banging on each other. If something happened to one of us, we went out there and handled it as a unit. Right now, Esau got us so damn separated. It's ridiculous. We fight each other. We fight each other down to this blood and bones broken, scattered all over the place. Scars on your bodies from your own damn brother. Wickedness. It angers me just to see such things as I see now, because I'm in this truth, because He's opened my eyes. It angers me. I used to walk the streets just to do hurt and harm to other people that look at me the wrong damn way. I used to do these things around Marcus Garvey, Troop Avenue, Tompkins, Fulton Street, Green Avenue, Gates Avenue. I've done this. I've done this. And it pains me to know that I've done such wickedness to my own tribal brothers. Because the way that Esau have us now living in his society in these conditions. All praise to the Most High God. I am His lowest servant, Miyachaahlah. I hail from the house of Israel, and I thank Him for His spirit. I thank Him for our elders. I thank Him for my mighty brothers. I thank Him for our beautiful daughters of Zion. And I thank Him for His knowledge He gives us every day, and the will to fight for His life, fight for His Son, His righteousness, His laws, His statutes, His commandments. I thank Him for that constantly. Roar for your God, Yahawah.
God. Beautiful lesson, kid. Beautiful lesson, kid.
God.
You gotta let that. I feel like a super saiyan right now. I gotta let my key come down. You gotta let it calm down. You gotta let it power down real quick.
God.
Woo. Oh man.
All praises, Mike. All praises, Mike.
Praise
Oh,
God.
I'm watching now.
the water elder, man. We love you. We miss you, man. For real.
Praises, Big Mike. I'm here, brother. Got a mission down here in Houston right now, Mike. Putting that word out, Mike. Putting that word out here in the dirty South. Put that word out, brother. I'll be up there for that 4th,
God.
all praise.
Oh, because I know He's blessing our elder out there, man. Another pioneer for the truth of the Most High God, man. We also gotta give our hands out for our elders, man. But clap up for our elders, for real, and our captains, man. They doing a wonderful job, man. For real, man.
All praise.
man.
All praises, Elder.
Real. Real. Now, if any brothers and sisters don't have any questions, our life for them to turn to the east and get ready for the prayers. We'll give them 5 or 10 minutes if they have any questions for us. Lord willing, it can be answered through the Spirit of the Most High. It'll be an honor to see y'all once again on the 4th of July, on the 4th of July.
Con.
So, anything you want to say, Captain? Is that Captain still with us? Or he dipped off? Captain Navayar. Anybody else got any questions or anything they want to ask? You got something to speak on, want to bring out? If not, I'll have our brothers and sisters turn to the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew. All praise to the Most High God. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahawah, Malafaka, Tabas, Badazaka, Haya, Isha, Bashamayim, Itanawa, Lakam, Karyawam, Basalachnawa, Habawafnawa, Kazalachnawa, Wala, Dayabanawa, Balesanayawan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Bayan, Rai, Laka, Kaya, Habalachwa, Wahala, Wahata Paraf, Layawalayum, I thank the Most High God for my magnificent brothers and sisters, my elders. I thank him for everything he's done for us at HOY. I thank him for his spirit he put upon us to go out there every Wednesday and every Friday and Saturday to speak his word. I thank him for his mighty brothers that are out there speaking his word on Wednesdays, on Saturdays, on Sundays, for the sisters. I thank him for the Monday night call. I thank him for the Tuesday night class. I thank him for him just being our God and nobody else's. All praise to the Most High God, Yahawah. Amen.
God, hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All praises. Whew.
Oh my God. Roll for Yahawah, Mike. Roll for Yahawah. Oh, praise. Oh, praise.
Oh, praise.
All praises, man. I wouldn't be able to roar for Yahawah wasn't for my God and for our elders, man. They brought us into this. They opened our eyes up to a lot of this truth, man. We got to understand that. We definitely have to understand that. And with that, my beautiful family, I want to say shalom.
Shalom, King.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Mike.
Shalom.
Recording stopped.